A very good evening to everyone present here. It is truly a matter of great pride and joy for me to welcome you all to this special occasion. I would like to extend my warm greetings to our Honorable Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh sir, respected Director Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir, respected Dhyan P.S. Chauhan sir, and our esteemed guest speakers, respected faculty members, and dear students. Ayukta, student of BBA third semester, I feel extremely privileged to address you all at the 40th online interactive session hosted by the Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, an institution well known for its unwavering commitment to academic distinguished and nurturing leadership. Today's session adds another chapter to our ongoing journey of learning and development. It is an opportunity for each of us to engage in meaningful dialogue, gain valuable knowledge, and grow into well rounded individuals, both personally and professionally. At DSPSR, we deeply valued experiences that go beyond textbooks. We believe in preparing students for the real world by exposing them to practical, industry relevant learning. This session, centered on the theme of leadership development, is a fine example of how we aim to bridge academic theory with cooperative reality. It is with great pleasure that we welcome Dr. Yogesh Misra sir, who joins us today as our respective session speaker. We are equally pleased to have Mr. Raj Singh as the moderator of this session. We sincerely thank both of you for being here and for your willingness to share your insights and experience with us. To commence this session on our auspicious note, let us now take part in the symbolic ritual, the lighting of the virtual lamp. This act represents the removal of darkness and earth sharing in our wisdom and enlightenment. May this flame of knowledge guide us towards clarity, confidence, and leadership in the days ahead. With this, I will now request Arun sir to kindly play the virtual lamplight video. Thank you, sir. It is indeed an honor and privilege to extend a very warm and heartfelt welcome to distinguished guest, a highly respected thought leader in the field of human resource, strategic consulting, and talent development, Dr. Yogesh Mishra, sir. Dr. Yogesh Mishra sir is currently the Chief Business Officer for Thomas Assessments in India and the SAARC region, a role through which he has led significant transformation in leadership development, psychometric assessment, and organizational strategy across multiple countries, including India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, the Middle East, Southern East Asia, Africa, Europe, and the United States. An alumnus of St. Xavier's Delhi Hindu College, University of Delhi, and IIM Ahmedabad, and a doctoral scholar from BIT Misra. Dr. Mishra's academic foundation is as impressive as his professional journey. With over 2 decades of experience, he has seamlessly blended consulting, teaching, searching, and coaching to impact thousands of professionals and organizations globally. At Thomas Assessments, a CIEL HR group company, he has not only built the consulting practice from the ground up but has also led pioneering work in psychometric profiling, competency mapping, assessment centers, emotional intelligence, and executive coaching, helping build future ready leaders and high performance teams. His expertise is frequently sought by top government bodies, Fortune 500 companies, family run businesses, and public institutions. Notably, he was a part of the advisory team that created the vision document for Sri Vishwakarma Skill University, India's first government skill university. And he has worked on civil services reform projects in multiple countries. An acclaimed academicians, Dr. Yogesh Misra sir regularly teaches full paper at premium peer schools such as IM Kozhikode, IM Raipur, IM Sambalpur, MDI, IMT, and IIFT. His research work has been widely published in journals by Emblard and InterScience, and two of his papers have ranked in the top 10 most downloaded paper on SSRN. Adding further distinction, his consulting work has been published as a Harvard Business Publishing case study by Ivory Publishing, a rare and prestigious recognition. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Dr. Yogesh Mishra Sir currently serves as the President of Delhi Management Association and is a respected voice of bodies like CII, NHRD, and IMCI, contributing to national level disclosure on human capital and organizational development. Sir, your journey is truly inspiring, not just for HR professionals, but anyone aspiring to make a meaningful impact in their career and society. We are deeply grateful for your presence today and look forward to gaining insights from you, your rich experiences, deep expertise, and thought provoking ideas. Once again, we extend our warmest welcome to you, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce a highly motivated and dynamic individual who exemplifies the spirit of learning, leadership, and innovation, Mr. Raj Singh. Raj is currently pursuing the Bachelor's of Business Administration from the Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research under Guru Govind Indraprastha University. A fourth SAM student, Raj stands out for his sharp acumen in business management, data interpretation, and financial analysis. Skills he continues to refine through hands on experience and real world applications. His technical prowess is commendable, with proficiency in Excel, Power BI, SQL, and AI tools like ChatGPT, making him an emerging talent in both data analytics and strategic business decision making. Raj's internship journey speaks volumes about his commitment to growth. He has made impactful contribution across various organizations such as Tata 1MG, iFortize, Worldwide, Linux, Internship Studio, and Photon Sunbeam Private Limited, gaining practical experiences in human resource management, recruitment, data analytics, and corporate communication. Alongside his academic and professional pursuits, Raj is also a proactive leader. His involvement in Road Track Club reflects his dedication to social impact as the director of blood donation at DSPSR, director of social media at Road Track Club of Telenor, and director of Rangdev. He has successfully led initiatives promoting public health, social awareness, and youth engagement. He also holds certification in digital marketing, C programming, Excel, and growth hacking, demonstrating his eagerness to explore interdisciplinary skills that prepare him for the demand of tomorrow's business world. With such an inspiring blend of academic rigor, professional exposure, and leadership excellence, Raj Singh is indeed a role model for aspiring students and young professionals alike. Your valuable presence adds great strength to today's events and to all our participants joining us from different places, eager to learn and grow. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speaker, our respected faculty members, and most importantly, all our participants. Your presence here reflects your commitment to learn and personal growth. Let us make this 1 hour a truly enriching experience. Now, I would like to hand over the session to Raj Singh, please.
Thank you so much, Yukta, for this warm welcome and good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to extend a warm and respectful welcome to Dr. Yogesh Misra sir on the behalf of DSPSR College and the participants present here today. We are truly honored to have you with us for the online interactive session. Your presence and insights are greatly valued, and we look forward to emerging and enriching discussion. Once again, thank you for joining us. A very warm welcome to you, sir. So, sir, I have to firstly ask about your career journey and professional growth.
Okay.
So,
So ask
so,
me.
yes, sir. So, as a Chief Business Officer of Thomas Assessments of India and the SARC region, you have scaled business operation across diverse markets. What challenge and learning come with a leading a profit center across such a multicultural region? And how did you align strategy with local needs?
Okay. So thank you, Raj. Good evening, Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, sir. Thank you for
Good
having me
evening.
here. I saw my friend DPS, Don, he is there. So good to have you. Professor
No, no,
Arun
he's
Singh, Yukta for the everybody. So thank you for having me. So, Professor A.K. Singh, sir, so one of the challenges is that when you are in a business like ours and you have somebody senior calls you, so you need to balance your business priorities with other things. So that's one of the challenges that comes in, and you don't say no to well-wishers who invite you. So that was a very long question. It appeared as though I was giving an exam somewhere with a long question. So what I could understand was that, and let me paraphrase the question, is that you said that as a chief business officer, looking at your journey, how do you balance long term, short term, multicultural, strategic? These were some words that I understood. Is
Yes.
there anything else, Raj, besides that you wanted to ask?
Uh, no, no, sir.
Okay. So So let's look at and see that what is typically role of somebody at a CXO level, and let's also try to relate it to your role. So when you would typically walk out and walk into an organization, so you will start your journey typically as an individual contributor, and there is a model by Professor Ramcharan, and it's a very old model where he says that typically you have different levels in organizations. You start as individual contributor, then you become people manager, then you become managers manager who manages people, then you typically head a function. Till that particular point in time also you are still in a functional role. From there you move to slightly more generalist where you move on to business. So one of the first thing when you move at a CXO level is that you are no longer only looking at one function. I cannot say that I will only look after HR. I will only look at IT or marketing. I need to have complete understanding. That's number one. And you need to balance short term, medium term, long term business requirements also with the people requirements. That's one. So, like a couple of years back, when you had COVID, so there were cost cuttings which had to be done. So, a lot of companies let go of people. Easiest way to do cost cutting. So I was talking to one of the investment bankers. They have removed the complete middle management, done performance appraisals for people at a lower level, and at a top level they've also structured it half. Easy way to uh, save money, but it is very transactional. But other way that we looked at was that okay, if we let go of people right now, we will also lose the tacit knowledge that we have. So, is there a way by which, rather than letting go of people, reduce the salaries of people at a certain level? So, I'm just saying that's one. Also, when you deal at a global level, there are global headwinds that happen. So, suppose my territories involve SARC countries to begin with, which is typically those India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and you realize that at any given point in time, what happens between India and Pakistan is not in my control. What is happening in Bangladesh is not in my control. What happens in the Middle East is not in my control. But I can't go back and tell my stakeholders that because of these problems, I am not able to achieve whatever I have committed. So you need to look at things and see where else you can grow. So that's from a purely business perspective. You don't give excuses. You say if there is a issue. So I like students say, sorry sir, I couldn't complete my assignment because there was no electricity at home. We can't say like that. Equivalent for us would be that, okay, there was no electricity. Was there electricity in Delhi? Was there electricity in a cyber in one of those Starbucks cafe? Please go there and complete that work. So that's one. Also, when you talk to people across multi-cultures, so you may realize that Americans have a different way of doing things. Japanese do not like things Indians talk too much. Southeast Asians will never say no to you. So there is a huge power distance over there. So those are also some of the things that you need to take care of. And also at a senior level, uh, integrity, data, you you have to be very careful about what you are committing, and you have to stick to your commitments. Yeah. So strategic, short term, long, medium term, and long term. Strategic is typically 2 to 3 years. Once upon a time, it used to be 5 to 10 years, but nowadays nobody knows what is going to happen in 3 years, 5 years down the line. Most of the CEO's term is also quarter by quarter driven. You have those every quarter. So there is something called as performance improvement plan, which is given to the employees. Similarly, a lot of times at a CXO level, they have even a tougher one. While their remuneration is linked to performance, also how long do they spend time in an organization is also linked to performance. Yeah. So, long answer. Have I covered what you wanted?
Yes, sir. Sure. Sir, my second question is, could you share a story or case where Thomas assessment tools created significant business impact? How can you professionals use such tools to develop insight about teams and leadership in their own cases?
Okay. So, two things. You have asked two questions.
Yes, sir.
So, typically, I also train people on behavioral skills interview, BEI. So, ask one question, then move on to the other. It is like typically in exams, we set a 15 marks question. And I hope you don't mind my style of talking. So, we say 5 marks for first part A, part B, part C. Yeah. And then we ask the teacher to decide where do they give marks. So if the student knows the answer, they will respond in part A, part B, part C. If they don't know the answer, they will just write 5 pages and then expect teacher to find out the answer. Yeah. So two things that when we look at business impact, and second is how do individuals use the things. Two very separate cohorts. So at a obviously at 25 years, if we have been in India, there's been a significant impact that we have done. So when you look at an impact, uh, you are on a bike or something, Raj.
नो सर, जस्ट लाइट थोड़ी ऑफ हो गई थी, उधर डिम थी तो मैं चेंज कर रहा हूँ रूम.
Actually, koi nahi, because I felt that you were gliding. Okay. So typically, when you look at any impact of any process, it can be HR, it can be finance, it can be IT, any of those things. You can look at an impact or the scale where it is proximal and distal. So proximal is that if so typically from HR, what would be an impact of any HR process? It can be if it is hiring, reduction in attrition. You know what attrition is? Typically people leaving early. It can be in terms of productivity. It can be productivity can be in terms of production. It can be in terms of sales. It can be in terms of customer service. It can be in terms of employee satisfaction. Typically, employee citizenship behavior, those kind of things. So those are what we call as proximal impact. Immediately, if I do a project, if I were to train people capability building, if I were to do a reward and recognition, because there's a whole lot of things. So this is an immediate impact. Slightly distal impact, and most distal would be impact on the share price. Below that would be impact on your market share. So what we have done is we have worked with clients across restructuring. So one of the things in terms of restructuring is, by the way, always downsizing. I don't know why they don't call it downsizing; they call it restructuring. I've never heard any company which says I'm doing restructuring and adding people. Then they will say we are on a growth trajectory. So if you were to look at it in terms of the complete talent management cycle, so you have talent management, which will start from your recruitment selection to your promotion to your training and development, even to shaking hands, etc. Complete talent management. At the time of hiring, our clients have seen significant impact in terms of reduction in attrition, increase in terms of the productivity, and also there is something called as cost of wrong hire, which is the opportunity cost. So typically, if you were to make a startup and you will say, I will hire 5 people and I will say pay them 5 lakh rupees. If they don't perform well and I sack them after 2 months, a very simple way of looking at it would be that my loss is 5 lakh salary into 2 months, 10 lakh. No, that's not the loss. That's just a direct loss. There is an opportunity cost, which is far bigger. So what we have seen is we have seen impact in terms of HR parameters like recruitment, like attrition, like employee engagement, employee satisfaction, and also in terms of business growth. Then we have also seen companies have been able to, when there are mergers and acquisitions, uh, identify the people who they should retain in an organization. Yeah, Raj, I'm giving you an answers because I'm very impressed by the CV that was given to me. So that's one part. The second part is how is it that individuals can utilize assessments like these? So you can use it as an employee in your organization, and typically you can use it as an individual. As an individual, you will use it as a mirror. It tells you what my strengths are, what my limitations are, and you can work on your development plan. That's at an individual level. At an organization level, you can use it, like the way I said, across talent management cycle. Also, it can be used across levels: entry level, middle level, senior level, different kind of assessments. And it can be also used to solve specific problem. So like if you have interpersonal issues, assessments can be used. If you want to suppose start a new business and you want to identify who are the people who can lead the business, then you will do something called as hypo or high potential identification. Yeah, right. So there are a whole lot of ways in which it can be used across organizations, and at each level it has impact, both non-monetary, which is proximal, like the way I said, attrition, satisfaction, as well as monetary, which can be in terms of even impact on shareholder.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a great knowledge. And sir, now we have to forward your educational journey. I have to ask few questions. So, sir, first of all, you had a informative education at Saint Xavier and Hindu College, two highly respected institutions. How did those early academic experience influence your thinking, communication style, and aspiration in leadership and consulting?
Okay. Uh, so let's look at and see that where did I spend. So in my school, I spent 13 years. In my college, I spent 3 years. I'm still in touch with people at my school. So there are two ways. An institution, one, if it's a good institution, has got good teachers. Now the teachers, so there is a term guru, there is a term adhyapak. Adhyapak is a teacher and guru is, you will know. So what happens is they are the ones who instill interest in a subject. So that's one. So if you have good teachers, your foundation becomes strong. They inculcate in you things such as hard work, what we call as conscientiousness, discipline, teamwork, things such as standing up for what you think is right. So that's one. And I'm saying that is besides the subject knowledge. So if you were to look at Professor A.K. Singh sir, he's a brilliant teacher in terms of HR. But do you think students only remember him? So do you think they come and touch his feet and say, "Sir, आपने HR बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाया"? नहीं. They will come back and say, "Sir, आपने मेरी जिंदगी बना दी." And that life that he makes for people is not by teaching HR theory. It is by guiding them when they have any issues challenging them, by disciplining them when they are not doing the right thing, by giving them opportunity. So those are some of the things that it is. By the way, I have also respect for him because my PhD guide is his student. She was his student. So you get it. So he's my guru's guru.
Yes,
So those are some of the things that they teach you theory, which can be taught nowadays by a lot of the videos. But what it cannot teach you are values, what I talked about, interest in a subject, what is right, what is wrong. That's the role of a guru. So across levels, teacher versus guru, adhyapak versus मैंने guru बोला था, that's one. Second is, and very important, is your peer learning. The kind of peers you have raises your standards. If you have people who are high performers, you will automatically push yourself harder. That is when you are with them. Also, once you are passed out, your alumni network, your batchmates, your seniors, your juniors, everybody continues to, you meet somebody, people ask you, somebody will say that, isn't it bit of nepotism? Yes, it is. But that's typically what people ask you. Okay, you are from this institute. I am from this institute. So those are what we would typically call as networking. So those alumni network also helps you network. So teachers subject, obviously they teach you well. They guide you, they instill values in you. You have peer learning. And then even when you are passed out, the alumni network. That is how your institutions where you study matters.
Just one intervention here, if you allow. Dr. Vandana is also an alumni of this institution, Delhi
Arre,
School of Professional Studies and Research. She did her
arre.
PhD from DSPSR and the degrees from Indraprastha University.
Oh, I was not aware that. Arre, wow. So my teacher is a alumni, PhD guide is a alumni of your institute.
so, sir, my second question is what role do foundational education and early mentors play in shaping one's career path?
Okay. So it is. So I will answer it in two ways. Uh, all these play a pivotal role, a significant role. So we cannot say obviously it is foundational, but if I do not have that thing, should it come in my way of success? So there is a thing. No, it's very easy. I have come from brilliant institutes. So somebody will say, which means that you will do well in life. That's not, by the way, necessary. But what if I have not come? This is a universal fact. Teachers make you. Yeah. Then what do you do? You know who Eklavya is? नहीं, महाभारत थी, द्रोणाचार्य थे, अर्जुन था,
Yes, sir.
एकलव्य का अंगूठा.
उन्होंने अपने गुरु दक्षिणा में दिया था.
That is second part. But what happens is you can still learn. So you have formally. So what is, sometimes you may have teachers in your institute. That's fine. You have that. But मैंने वो पंच वाला पढ़ा था इसमें. You had, there was this पंच आया था. In fact, I will relate something to that. You know, companies have
Pansaka.
a board of director. Yeah. Hmm?
Pansaka. Hmm.
Yes. So if you are fortunate, you have studied in good institutes, it is very good. Even if not everybody is lucky to have professors like Professor A.K. Singh sir and others, that does not mean you cannot reach out to them. So you can learn by sitting in class, you can learn by interacting with them, reading with them, building your own network. So sometimes I tell all youngsters also that a company has its own board of directors. Do you have your personal board of directors? You have board of directors and then you have a CXO. So you need not have one mentor who will explain everything to you. For different problems, identify a different mentor, and the mentor need not always teach you directly. If I want to learn how to speak well, I can still watch videos and learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So one, teachers, mentors play a phenomenal role, pivotal role. But even if they are not directly available, you can still learn from others.
Yes, of course, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, what advice would you offer to students today who are still exploring what they want to do in professionally?
I'm slightly old school of thought. I was taught by my father, whatever you do, excel in it. That is what I still believe. If life will go very fast. I'll turn 50 and I realized that I never thought life will run so fast. What
Yes,
tell people is whatever you do, give it your heart and soul. So that if you were to reflect back at whatever life gives you opportunities, give your 100% to it and become the best in it. That is rather than discovering what I want to do. When you start doing some things, while doing it also, you will discover so many things. But if you plan a perfect journey, you will end by sitting at the same place. Keep on attempting things, but give your 100% in whatever you are attempting. Don't say mood nahi kar raha. I'll tell you some things. Lot of times in life, you gain by just being present. Discipline any day wins over motivation. We do a lot of behavioral assessments. So there is Big Five theory, and it says conscientiousness is the most important predictor of success. People may find it boring, but consistency is the key.
yes,
Yeah. So whatever you want to do, do well. And remember one thing. Right now you are consumers. Your parents are paying money for you.
yes, sir.
You don't study. How does that it matter to the institute? Does not matter. But when
Yes,
you come onto this side, when the people will start paying you salary, they will expect business. Think of it. You go to a hotel or you book a flight in Indigo, non-refundable flight. You don't go for that flight. It is not Indigo's loss. No, it is your loss.
yes, sir. Of course.
Same way your parents have given money, paid money, utilize it to the maximum. And a day has 24 hours. You can do everything what is possible.
Of course.
Stephen Covey had written a beautiful thing. Work expands to consume time. You have chota sa kaam and you got a whole day. You will spend the whole day on it. You have lot of work. You will finish it faster.
So,
Okay, Raj. Lot of
yes, sir.
preaching from my side, na?
No, sir. It's a great knowledge for us. And, sir, with your multifaceted experience across in teaching, consulting, coaching, and how do you personally stay updated, continuously grow, and avoid professional significance? And how can students adopt such a mindset early in their journey?
I think you guys are most at the right. See, have you ever done weight training?
No, sir.
Never lifted weights. Never. Have you ever played run?
Yes, sir.
Now, you have been studying for 12, 13 plus 3 plus 2, 18 years. You are in a groove of learning things.
Yes,
It is far easier. So, one of the first thing that as a student, so there are two parts to it. What is it that I do? Yeah, that's one. That I will tell. But what I want you to understand is, lot of times people think मेरी पढ़ाई हो गई. Obsolescence comes in very fast. Uh, do have you heard of Nokia?
yes, sir. Nokia mobile
Nokia
phone.
was the world's number one company. I
Yes,
may have bought my last Nokia at that time was worth some 40,000 rupees. I'm talking about 14, 15, and it had a 50 megapixel camera. Yeah, Carl Zeiss lens. Now, will the same mobile even sell for 1,000 rupees? No. It will be available in some kabadi bazaar, chor bazaar, and people will say, sir, tol ke bhav le jalo.
yes,
Now, think of it. You may have learned so many things today. If you said, meri padhai ho gayi, after some time, what you have learned will become obsolete. Right now, whatever you have learned, if you just keep on adding small bit of things, it is incremental. It is easy. Why I was asking you whether you have lifted weight for others or whether you run. So I started doing exercise after a fairly long time, and I realized it takes time to build stamina. Similarly, it takes time to build that habit of learning studying. If you have already built it, continue it.
yes,
So that's one. How do I keep myself updated? There is no substitute for reading. Nowadays, you have mediums such as LinkedIn. Even if you have YouTube, you have Instagram. You type in anything, and right from a short 29-second reel to 1 hour lecture, you will have everything there. We used to listen to podcasts, etc., everything.
yes, sir.
So utilize your time and say that, okay, am I upskilling myself? So keep on, okay. Uh, did you have Philip Kotler or Stephen Robbins or any of those books? It has a version which comes in. Can I say that the version I read in 1996, 97 is what would be applicable? What is the specialization, Raj, that you have taken?
Sir, BB.
BBA.
Yes,
No, BBA, Bachelor of
yes,
Business Administration. In that, are you going to take any field, marketing, HR, finance?
yes, yes, sir. HR.
So you will take HR. So, in OB, we used to have Luthans and Robbins. There used to be two books. Nowadays, though, the fashion is even when I teach at IIMS, I give them compendium. But we used to still purchase textbooks. And you realize that those textbooks are edition comes in if not every year, every 2 years, and there is a major revamp that they do a complete revamp after 4 or 5 years. Simple things such as that many years back, concept of gig economy wasn't there, or a fact that when I was studying, it was still personal management, IR. Then you
Yes,
have HRD, HRM, HROB, LND. So many of those things have happened. Or a
yes, sir.
fact
Of
that
course.
when I started, I was told I knew there were 4 P's of marketing. Quarter तो पढ़ा होगा ना, marketing के 4 P's तो सबको पढ़ाया जाता है ना. नहीं
Yes, sir.
पढ़ा, ओके, नहीं पढ़ा तो पढ़ा नहीं है, तो याद नहीं है तो कोई फर्क नहीं आता. Last I was told there are already 7 P's. So that means there is something has changed in the business. Na?
Yes, sir.
I cannot say that I will not look at digital marketing. I will not look at uh, agentic AI, which is coming in. I'll not look at large language models.
Yes,
I need to be abreast about all of them. Otherwise, I will become obsolete, like the company's mobile model that I was talking about. What may have been good in 95, 96, 97 Mm. People will laugh if I use the same things.
Of course.
Yeah. So constantly keep on updating yourself and do it for yourself. Don't do it for others.
Yes.
You also have Udemy, you have got Coursera, you got so many courses that you can now do, and there are also free courses available.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Sir, if students wants to follow a path similar to yours, combining teaching, writing, and business, what would be the key building blocks and they should start developing during their college years?
Like the way I said, careers. So the people want a linear path.
Yes, sir.
I have not followed a linear path. It is non-linear. Yeah. Did I know when I started my career that I would be doing what I'm doing now? Did I know that I would be investor in startups? I would be acting like an evangelist? No, I did not know. That's what I am saying. Keep on building on your competence, on your capability. Whatever opportunity comes, say, how do I grow myself, develop myself? You plan for life, but life happens. ये बड़ी बात मैंने बोली है. You may plan for life, but life happens. आपको नहीं पता कल को क्या होगा.
Yes, sir.
So, whatever you are doing, keep on doing it well. Keep yourself abreast with the latest that are happening. And as you will continue doing work, you will realize what are the areas that you are good at. Keep on moving.
Okay,
Make
sir.
sure that today you are one step ahead of yesterday.
Yes.
So there is a concept of 20-mile march, consistent. In a long run, like investment, compounding matters. Similarly, consistency matters in career.
So thank you, sir. I will learn many things from you. So, sir, looking back, what would you say was a defining moment in your career that changed your approach to consulting or teaching?
See, that's what I told you. So, a lot of times we say, is there an inflection point? Things like those where it changed. So, let's look at how did I start doing teaching. My family, everybody is into teaching, and I never wanted to teach. But you listen. That's all. So, what happened was once, somebody in my office they said that there is a client. Can you do a product training? So I said, okay, let me do. Now, since I'd seen people preparing notes for their lectures, I prepared, went, delivered. I delivered it. People said, "अरे बच्चा आके training करके गया, अच्छा करके गया." So that gave me confidence. I started doing more of trainings. Then one of the days, one of my client called me up and said that we that I'm speaking at a certain place in a college. One of the speakers has dropped out at a last moment. Can you step in? I said, I've never done it. He said, kuch nahi karna, just talk about what you have learned. So I prepared, I went, spoke in front of students like you. I met somebody, they said, why don't you come and give a guest lecture? And I said, okay, fine. So I said, what is it that I need to do? No, no, no. I am teaching this particular subject in HR. You just talk about your experiences in recruitment. So I went, spoke over there. Then I realized there is something called a syllabus structure. Then people said, can you take one portion? Then one day, one of my friends, she was about to go on maternity leave. And she said, there is this topic. I said, I have not taught a full paper. She said, my notes, everything is there. So that is how I got into teaching. Then I realized once I was teaching. So one of my clients said that, whatever work do you do, does it make any difference? And I was the only unpad non-PhD in my family. So I said, okay, I will take a subject which will be impact of what I do on firm performance. So I took it. I started doing my PhD at the age of 40. So a lot of times people ask me, so typically you have students, sir, इससे आपका promotion होगा? No. Sir, are you going to get extra salary? I said no. Then why are you doing it? I said I'm doing it for my passion. If I'm doing it for my passion, then I have a luxury of not doing it also. No, there is no compulsion, and I'm doing it for myself.
So, sir, now I have to ask for some student development and career advice to you from you. So, sir, what are the some skills or qualities you believe today students must develop early to thrive in dynamic careers like consulting, HR, or leadership development?
Okay, see, consulting is very different. Line HR is very different. Yeah. Uh, when do you go to a specialist doctor when there is something wrong? So you typically call consultants
Yes,
when there is something major that you can't do. You you want that outsider to do it, or there is something, and our friend Dhyan will later on say, when there is something that you don't want to do and you want an outsider to come and do the cleaning for you. So something that you can't do, or you want an outsider to come and do it for you. That's
yes,
when you call a consultant. So when a consultant comes in, a consultant needs to be updated upon what is the latest that is happening. So if you were to go to a doctor and say, I have fever, and if the doctor says, measure your temperature, have paracetamol, go back. You will say, this is the, or keep a wet towel on your head. This is something that you can also do. And possibly you will not go to the doctor on the first day of fever.
yes,
So when you go to a doctor, you'll expect the doctor to be specialized in that particular area and give you advice accordingly. Yeah.
of course.
Similarly, if you want to be in consulting, you need to have a solution approach. You need to understand the client is paying you money, and you need to give them value. If you want to be in line HR, it is a different feel altogether. Then you are working in one organization. You have to go in depth. Consultants have an advantage that they come in for a show. So consultants have to work with large number of accounts in smaller assignments, typically. While in an organization, you will work in depth on one particular area. So if you are in, like the way you want to be in HR, so eventually you may start your career in talent acquisition. You may start your career in training. You may start your career in comp and benefit. That's how you will start your career. Yeah.
And also, Thomas has a very structured methodology. They have a tool called DISC. So you will have to take that tool, and then the whole process would actually start.
Assessment center भी बोल दो DPS. Assessor हो. अरे अरे नहीं, that's on a lighter side. Yeah. हाँ. Okay. ये बीच में chat में I think there was something that came in. It came in and it disappeared.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
It is
Sir,
still there.
there.
It is still there. Yeah, go ahead, Raj. You can read that.
Yes, sir. Sir, you mentioned following a non-linear path in your career. However, in many cases, we observe that people who try to be multifaceted or explore multiple fields often struggle to excel in even one area, especially average students. So, while being multidimensional
Or be
sounds,
useful.
uh,
Yeah,
while
yeah. While being,
while being multidimensional sound exciting, it sometimes lead to lack of depth or focus, resulting in failure or burnout. What
hmm.
message would you give to students who have diverse interests and wish to achieve success in different fields, but are afraid that being multidimensional might stop them from excelling in any one area?
very good
Okay.
question.
So, it's a good question. There is a dichotomy in the question. So, multiple things. Remember, what did I first thing that I say? I said, whatever you do, excel in it. Sometimes you need to be very honest with yourself or brutal. So, there is somebody that I know of. His son has got some 172 in NEET. I think good colleges end up at 550, 600 for MBBS. And he's got some 65%. And now he's forcing his father to pay 1.25 crore and get him admitted into MBBS. Now, I'm just taking the example from that average. So, first of all, you need to be very clear of what is it that I'm capable of doing. There's a saying na chढ़ जा बेटे सूली पे भला करेंगे राम. No, no, that can't be done. First of all, be I so एक ikigai है. There are some things that I like. There are some things that I want to do. There are some things that I'm good at. I need to be very clear about all these things. I may like to play golf, but I know I can never earn my livelihood from it. I may spend time in associations, but I was president of Delhi Management Association. I did not work in Thomas because I was president of Delhi Management Association. They made me a president because I worked here. So you need to understand, you can't put cart before the horse. So first of all, be very clear about what you want to do, be cognizant, and then start achieving. So need, want, demand पढ़ाई जाती है. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
I may want a Mercedes. Do I need a Mercedes? I may need and want a Mercedes. Do I have a paying capacity to purchase one? Same goes for life. So I agree with it that while it sounds very nice, Yogesh works over here. He is in associations. He goes and teaches there. He is also an investor in companies. He does some of the other things. But it is not, one is not at the cost of the other.
Of course.
So if you are students currently and you are saying that if you really want to be a topper in MBA, then you know what is the effort you want to put to be a topper in MBA. I'm just taking an example. I'm not saying everybody needs to be a topper.
Yes.
Now, if that requires 16 hours and you also want to spend 5 hours with your girlfriend, then when are you going to sleep? When do you have time? Somebody wants to prepare for civil services. When do you have the time? So you have a limited amount of time, which is a commodity. You need to decide where do you want to spend it. Also, whatever you start, do you take it to completion? It's very important. Yeah. And when I meant by non-linear career, I did not mean jumping from one thing to the other. I meant keep on moving ahead, but not necessarily in a straight line. That is what I meant by non-linear career. There are so many fields that are there now, which were not even there 10 years back, 5 years back. A very old example that I'll take, when they started, telecom companies came in. I'm not talking about 25 years back. When Airtel, you had Hutch, Escotel. Now nobody had heard of cellular telecom in India. So they said, what kind of people do we get? Who's the nearest to that? So they said, let's get people who has sold Xerox, photocopying machine, printer, faxes. And then they said, if there is somebody who sold, there used to be something called as pager. You will see that in American serials. Nearest to that. Lot of the careers also stagnate. So don't spread yourself too thin, but at least be a master of one subject. Huh? There is no point in being average in 10 things.
So, sir, thank you. So, my second question is: you have certified over 4,000 plus manager in physiometric
Hmm.
and leadership tools. For
Hmm.
a student with no prior exposure, how can they start building foundational knowledge in assessments and emotional intelligence?
Foundational knowledge is very easy. Start reading. So you talked about emotional intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Which is the most famous book on emotional intelligence? Emotions of People by Daniel Goleman. So first of all, whenever you want to build any of those things, please start searching for it on the net. Read about it, even if you don't know anything. There would be a Wikipedia page, there would be links from it. Read about the subject and then see, is it hype? Am I also good at it? I mentioned something called as ikigai. So it looks at things. What is it that I'm good at? What is it that I want? What is it that the market wants? So you need to look at it from multiple angles.
So,
And
sir,
also Raj, there is one phenomenon. See, you invest in yourself. You go to mall, you spend 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 rupees on your dresses. You take your girlfriend out, whatever is the expense, you don't mind doing it. But when it comes to your career, for example, finding the right path, getting assessed, what you're good at, what are your strengths, what are weaknesses, which kind of profession will suit you. There, if you're told that you have to invest 20,000 rupees for assessment, you will go dry and nothing comes free of cost, right?
yes,
Which
sir.
is why in universities, the biggest problem is when a student take admission into the college, it is done and closed. You don't understand very simple thing that there are professionals sitting in the market who are running their businesses at heavy costs. They help people build their lives, but at a cost.
Of course, sir.
So, in a way, I would suggest that if Thomas can enter DSPSR for an assessment center for the students, or GGCIPO for assessment center for the students, all the colleges, you will have much better idea after taking admission itself what kind of career you want. But then Thomas will charge for it. I mean, look at the expenses. कस्तूरबा गांधी में ऑफिस है, योगेश को थॉमस में कितने 20 25 30 साल से तो मैं ही देख रहा हूँ, पूरी जिंदगी लगा दी उसने। कितना महंगा थॉमस का सर्टिफिकेशन खरीदते हैं लोग लंदन से। अब आप ये चाहो कि वो मुफ्त में मिल जाए, वो नहीं मिलेगा।
Yes, sir. So, thank you for
You know,
sharing it
you
this.
know, thank you, DPS. Raj, people who do well invest on themselves.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, okay, and you invest on yourself based on your capability. I know there are a lot of students who come in and who study in Delhi University or some of the other colleges on scholarship.
Yes,
So the best that they can do is at least ensure that the degree that they get, they are studying well and they do well over there. That's one. When you invest on yourself, the your personality is sum total of how you dress, what you know, how you speak, how much do you know, what certifications do you have, how much internship do you do. I'll tell you, somebody said that, sir, I don't want to do internship because I am fundamentally against it. It goes against my philosophy. I said, why? He says, I think companies are looking at cheap labor. I don't want to be exploited. I said, then you will never learn anything. Also, it also adds to the question that was asked, non-linear thing. When Indian School of Business was set up in India, 2001 was the first batch, and Pramat Sinha was the first dean. He had come from McKinsey. So he had called us. He said, my issue is that everybody there wants to be an investment banker. At that time, the fees was 8 lakhs. I'm talking about 22, 23 years back. It's a huge amount. And they have looked back and said, if I invest 8 lakh rupees in a 1 year course, where do I get the most ROI? Investment banking. He says, I have no problem in people becoming investment bankers, but at least they should know, are they good enough to be investment bankers? Would they enjoy the life of an investment banker? Got it, Raj? So
yes, sir.
that is what DPS was saying, that invest on yourself. What are my strengths? What are my limitations? A lot of times, how do people take career? I'm taking marketing. So, okay, somebody will say, so why you taken finance? Sir, because I did BCom. Why did you do BCom? Sir, because I took commerce in 12th and 10th. Why do you take commerce in 12th? Sir, because my girlfriend was over there. Because your girlfriend in 11th took commerce, are you bound to take that course? I'm just, I'm not, I'm taking a real example. You may think
Yes,
it's
sir.
frivolous. That's not the case. Or suppose somebody says there is lot of money to be made in Bitcoin. I have no clue about Bitcoin, but can I make money in some other field? Yes, I can make money. So find out your own niche, work around it. If you have ever heard Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett, hmm? He gives an annual lecture. He says, I will only invest in those Berkshire Hathaway. I will only invest in those businesses that I understand. And he's been consistently one of the world's biggest, most successful investor. He says, I don't invest in businesses that I don't understand. So it also answers there are a whole lot of things that you can choose. But strategy is also about making choices.
Yes.
The structure that you build will follow your strategy. But is strategy cast in stone? Whatever you have made today, will it continue for a lifetime? No. Strategies also evolve and change based on market condition. So your strategy will also change. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, how can students find clarity in their career path when they are unsure whether it pursue industry roles, academy, entrepreneurship, or consulting?
Yeah. If I were to ask you, how do I know whether I want to eat chole bhature, dosa, biryani, or burger?
Sir, chole bhature.
Okay. You may think, what am I talking about?
Sir, sir,
In
according to
coaching,
this,
no, hear me out. In coaching, we say the route that you take is the best route. Your life is your life. Do not compare it with the life of others.
yeah,
Have few parameters. What do I want? I want a decent life, which means that maybe I should be earning this much. So, if you want to pursue academic career, you know that their assistant, associate, professor, then senior. So the grades are fixed. You need to, if you want to get a job in Delhi University, very difficult, but you need to be a topper. You need to have net JRF qualified, probably done from those people. So that is a minimum requirement that you have. If you want, so if you want to get into academics, then you need to pursue academics. If you want to do entrepreneurship, it is very nice. What we say, na, sexy to do entrepreneurship. Do you have the money to become entrepreneur? Can you afford? Take a risk. You have a lot of failures. Somebody says, I've got a 25 lakh loan and I want to become an entrepreneur. If you have your father's money or mother's money, you can always any day become an entrepreneur.
yes,
I want to get into corporate, I want to get into consulting. So one of the easier way to do is that if you say I want to get into remain in academics, academics is depth, specialization in one area. It is a very steady field. In terms of money, it will give you a certain amount of reward, but you cannot compare that money with an investment banker. But you will get time to work on yourself, develop yourself, follow your passion, do research on the subjects that you like, and you will be able to touch lives of people. आई एम श्योर प्रोफेसर साहब आते हैं, लोग इनके पांव छू के जाते हैं, पीपल विल कम, बाजार में मिलते होंगे, दिल से सर ये शी इज माई वाइफ, सर ने हमारे को इस साल पढ़ाया था, ये मेरे बच्चे हैं. So that is also an earning which some of the other people cannot do.
yes,
Versus if you say that no, I want to be the richest person, so to each their own. So okay, uh, all of you do online shopping. I'm not asking whether you use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, but you use Mintra, Amazon.
yes,
What do you do when you have to purchase something? You decide on the parameters.
yes,
फोटो देखते हो, टेस्ट करते हो. सिमिलरली अपनी लाइफ में भी सोचना शुरू करो ना, मेरे को क्या चाहिए, क्या मेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. वही है, आपको छोले भटूरे खाने थे ना. सो व्हाई डू यू वांट टू हैव छोले भटूरे इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट करियर यू वांट टू परस्यू एंड स्टार्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग. टीचिंग में पढ़ना पड़ता है, किसी के साथ बैठ के प्रोफेसर के साथ एक टर्म में बैठ के पढ़ो, लेक्चर लेने की कोशिश करो, अगर पसंद है नहीं है। पीएसयू में काम करना है, सरकार में करना है, तो गवर्नमेंट में देयर आर सो मेनी इंटर्नशिप्स दैट हैपन। वन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट की मिनिस्ट्रीज में अप्लाई करो करो।
Yes,
प्राइवेट सेक्टर में काम करना है तो देखो, आर यू फिट फॉर दैट भसड़। अपना कुछ करियर करना है तो स्टार्ट विद समथिंग स्मॉल। इट इज इजी टू बिकम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू कंटिन्यू एंड रिमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर। याद रखो,
yes,
मैं भी कल को कंपनी खोल दूंगा, बन गया, कैन आई मंथ ऑन मंथ सस्टेन इट एंड ऑल्सो पे सैलरीज एंड ग्रो? इट इज वेरी नाइस ना। अच्छा, आई एम ऑल्सो एन एंटरप्रेन्योर, looks nice. I sit for a lot of scholarship interviews. That's what people say. Sir, everybody in their first year, second year engineering wants to create a unicorn. Unicorn is a $1 billion company. A lot of people will say, yeah, Dhirubhai Ambani ne school nahi pass kiya. That doesn't mean anybody who's not passed school, or somebody was drop out. If somebody was drop out of Harvard, Harvard tak to पहुंचा ना वो. Got it?
yes, sir. Thank you
And
so
how
much.
many Dhirubhai Ambanis are there? Ek.
No.
Do you have it in you? If you think you have it in you, then by all means.
So thank you so much, sir, for all your kind words and most importantly for sharing your valuable experience with us in this form. I must say that many students will gain great insight from your journey and learn important lesson from your success. We truly appreciate the time and through you put into answering those questions. Thank you once again, and I am handing over to the Miss Yukta.
Thank you.
Raj, I have couple of questions. You have not opened the session for audience.
Yes, sir.
Questions, yeah.
Okay, and they are for general good. I mean, let everybody benefit out of it. See, Thomas is a very deep organization and very intellectual organization,
Yeah.
and these folks, especially operations people, work so hard on creating the content that your competencies come out like, like butter comes out of milk. So, Yogesh, my question to you is, when COVID happened and people like Jombe, who were totally on online platform, and so many started their online assessments, I know that you steered the organization successfully out of it. How did you do it? Keeping your clients
So,
intact, keeping your revenues intact, immediately shifting from, for example, team game. Team game is always physical, right? Because there are three assessors who are three or four assessors who are assessing a group of 15 people. Now all that has gone online. So what kind of change management did you steer in your organization? If for the benefit of group you can take us through, it will be good help.
thank you. So, first disclosure, Jombe and we are now part of the same group, conglomerate CL. Yeah. Our IPO is due anytime. We are just waiting for Donald Trump, I think. So, that's
So who
one.
bought Jombe bought you or you bought Jombe?
No, no, no. Both of us were bought by a third entity, CL.
Okay,
Mafo
okay.
Pandeyarajan, what used to be originally Mafo, na?
Acha, Mafai wala.
So KPR bought it. So
Oh,
there are now 11 companies in that group. He's bought over 11 companies. So we touched a turnover of 1550 crores in HR, which is fairly large for the group. So I'm just saying.
exactly.
So a lot of the things have started changing in the world of HR also. Now, again, his question was typically, a lot of you may not relate to what he's saying is if you have trainings, your training used to happen physically or classrooms you would come to the class. So there is a saying, if a mountain cannot go to Muhammad, Muhammad will go to the mountain. So what we realized was that if an assessment center, typically participants would come to one place like the way you all come. So you for your interviews, you would come to a place where all the professors would sit, etc. You would sit in an exam and give examination. All that changed. So one is that an easiest thing to change was technology. That I'm saying that is the easiest to change is in terms of saying that okay, we will start integrating Zoom. We will start ensuring that the case studies, everything is digitalized. Delivery becomes online. So that's the easiest part. But what was difficult is for us to ensure that our assessors who are used to working in a particular way, lot of assessors are fairly senior and they are not most proficient in terms of using technology. It was difficult for them. It was a challenge for them to type and write in, or a fact that they would say, yeah, it is very difficult. I need to take a printout of the case study because they're so used to taking printout, solving it. So any change management, any situation like this, uh, some of the easiest things to solve are like even आपको जो Maslow पढ़ाते हैं ना, hygiene factors, technology, training people is hygiene. It requires some investment. You do that, but other thing is how do we ensure that our assessors understand what needs to be done? How do we ensure that our team, nobody knows how long it will continue, keeping them motivated? Similarly, how do we tell the client that the what Dhyan was saying, efficacy of the process remains same? So the way what we explained, so we did research and we found that if all meetings have moved to Zoom, then your group discussion can also happen through Zoom. Because if people are supposed to, wherever they are sitting, discuss and finalize their budget by screen, sharing on screen, life has changed. Hence, my assessment should also evolve. An example of it would be that earlier, if you also still go to government offices, you have trays. One is an in tray, dark, other is an out tray. So in trays where the manager comes in, all those letters are there. The manager signs response and then it goes in the out tray. One of the changes was in basket online. If communication has started happening over WhatsApp, Zoom, then you what you do is you create your exercises around that environment. If it is becoming flexi timing, work from home, then your exercise cannot say that you are coming to office 10 minutes late every day. Then you will have to change and say you are logging in late or your camera is shut. Yeah. So one is hard structure features technology. Other one is training people. And what we did was we said we moved from a high touch to a high tech, and we said somewhere in between we will use a hybrid of high tech and high touch.
Very nice.
Anybody else is interested in asking any other question or too much of gyan for today?
No, it's a different world. It's a very different and wonderful world. I mean, students should know that there is something called assessment centers. And in fact, I would talk to Dr. Singh separately on getting GGS IPO to Thomas for what we can do together, which was one of the purposes of me coming to this meeting. And because you are mostly prevalent in public sectors and corporates, but actually they are all very senior people. They use assessments for grade 4, grade 3, grade 1, grade 2, correct? But these students, if they go through the exercises of assessment centers, it can be transformational and it can change their lives altogether for a lifetime. It can
Right.
help them choose their right career. It can give them their analysis of their personality, right? It can give them a tag on the resume that you are Thomas. This is my DSA score in Thomas, etc., etc. Right? So that was the purpose. So probably this world is not very aware about assessment centers as the corporate world is. Correct. I remember when I was the director with Quest, every interview, was not happening without Thomas, because their personality scores, their psychometric was always done by Thomas only. Somebody from Thomas used to do it and send us the scores, right? There was a Spock, and it helped a lot. It reduced attrition. It attracted right people. It got us achievement oriented people. So I think when we talk of nation building or vision like Viksit Bharat, there is a lot of scope to do literally also, apart from corporate. और योगेश, ऐसा नहीं है इन लोगों के पास पैसे की कमी है, बहुत पैसा है। ये लगता है कि यूनिवर्सिटी है, बट ऐसे इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। दे आर फंडिंग, दे हैव फीस, आई मीन दे हैव एवरीथिंग, दे आर मच रिचर। सो ओवर टू यू, राज।
Yeah, I came here because of Professor Ajay Kumar Singh, by the way. और आप मिल गए, which was a bonus. Plus, I had a
Actually,
wonderful
actually,
session. हाँ
I am an alumnus of Delhi School of Economics, and Professor Ajay
हाँ,
Kumar
पता है,
Singh used
मुझे
to be
पता
my,
है भाई।
he used to be
हाँ
my teacher there, guru, and he's like family member. I mean, तो मेरा तो आना निश्चित था. I can't say no to him.
It was very nice, very enriching experience. And yes, it is important for students as well to go through this process and know about who they are and what they are meant for. We'll take this forward, what Dhyan has said, as much as we can. Maybe that we start with DSPSR first and then show the university as a role model. And then the university can take it forward. Yeah.
I'll be happy
Yogesh,
to be of assistance.
I'll also like to appreciate your lecture. It was worth listening to you, and it was very captivating. Your wide variety of experiences and the way you articulated your thoughts. Excellent, and all the best to you. Towards the end, I just like to ask you one small question. You have already given a lot of emphasis on discipline and consistency, etc. So, how, and you touched upon something like time management. I like to have another 2 minutes discussion on time management from your side. Thank you.
Okay, so sir, thank you, Chandramohan Khurana ji. What is there specific something that you
No, I
want
just want to
to?
have your overall views. Like you have already reached a particular level, you have naturally executed your time management in the best possible manner. So just a lesson in a short minute of 1 or 2 minutes.
So let's. So when you look at time management, uh, so look at actually. There is something called as urgent, there is something called as important. It's a very old Stephen Covey time management concept. So and what you do, you look back and you say that lot of times, so if you have urgency on one axis and you have importance on the other, I don't know how do I explain that 2 by 2 grid. So if on x axis you have urgency, low to high, and on y axis you have importance. So a lot of times you have things which are neither urgent nor important. They are absolutely time wasters. Then there are things which are urgent but which may not always be important. Third, you have things which are important but not urgent. And fourth are things which are urgent and important. You have exam day after tomorrow. It's a crisis now if you're not studied. That's both urgent and important. Yeah. But you are in third semester, you are in first year, second year, third year. Abhi it is very far away. Delhi abhi durast, that kind of a thing. So right now, it is an important thing. You know it is important, but it is not urgent.
Mm,
We need to identify these things which are important but not urgent and ensure that we start spending time on those.
mm.
That's what is important. So for
Why?
that,
Mm,
even as a student, keep a
mm,
calendar. आज की डेट में Google Calendar is available everywhere, and actually start looking back and saying, where do I spend my time? How much time do I spend on what activity?
Mm.
Nowadays, your phones also tell you amount of screen time. Then you
Good.
will realize that I have these 24 hours. Where am I spending my time? That's what I will tell everybody, request everybody for a week. Just do a bit of diarying or things saying that morning, this is time I get up. This is the time I reach my institute. In between, if I do anything, time in my class. So first class, second class, if there is a gap, my lectures end, I go back home. Do it for a week. Just sit and analyze where has my time gone, and would I want to spend my time somewhere else. इसको दूसरे हिसाब से ऐसे सोचो, माई पेरेंट्स हैव गिवन मी 5,000 रुपीज, आई डोंट नो, हो सकता है आजकल ज्यादा देते हो, टू स्पेंड, एंड आई रियलाइज दैट at the end of a month I've run out of money. What do? We start looking back and saying, यार मैंने उबर बहुत ज्यादा ली, so let me start taking metro. उबर क्यों ली? क्योंकि मैं घर से लेट जा रहा था. That's how you look at it. And then say, where am I spending my money? Or I am eating too much outside. Can I get my dabba from home? Similarly, for a week, just look at and see where am I spending my time. Also, make a list of things that you want to do. एक होता है ना, सब लोग कहते हैं समय नहीं मिल रहा, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग टाइम, एंड देन से इसमें से विच एक्टिविटी विल आई वांट टू सब्स्टिट्यूट. टाइम मैनेजमेंट का सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट है, मैं अपना समय कहां पे लगा रहा हूं, वेयर आई एम आई स्पेंडिंग माई टाइम ऑन. सबसे पहले
Great.
देखो, व्हाट कैन नॉट बी मेजर्ड कैन नॉट बी इम्प्रूव्ड. आई होप चंद्रमोहन जी दिस वाज
No,
फाइन.
thanks a lot. Very vivid answer you have given. I'm sure the students will be getting benefit out of it. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
What you have given, Dr. Yogesh, in few minutes, this urgent and important and all these things. Generally, people conduct 2-3 days workshop on this using this model of urgent and important and earn a lot of money out of this training program that they do. It may not be, appreciated as much as we can appreciate those who have undergone those kind of things by the students at this moment, but yes, it is something very powerful and very useful also for them and for each one of us actually.
थैंक यू सर. हम लोग काम करते हैं, हमारा काम है देना, अब लेना रिसीव करना उनका काम है. हम तो ब्रॉडकास्ट करेंगे. लाइक आई सेड, दे आर कंज्यूमर्स.
Yes, yes, yes. Raj, you can conclude now. We've already overshot time.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words and most importantly for the sharing of valuable experience with us in this form. I must say that many students will gain great insights from your journey and learn important lessons from your success. We truly appreciate the time and throughout you put into answering those questions. Thank you once again. And now would like to hand over the session to Yukta. It take forward from here.
थैंक यू राज.
Thank you,
Welcome,
sir.
sir.
Such an interactive session it was. So, now on behalf of Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, I take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all those who made today's 40th online interactive session a meaningful and memorable experience. We are truly honored to have such an enlightening session on the theme of leadership development, a subject so relevant and essential in today's fast evolving world. First and foremost, our sincere thanks to Dr. Yogesh Misra sir for taking out time from your busy schedule and joining us today. Your thought provoking insight, real world perspectives, and in depth knowledge have not only inspired us but have given us a clear roadmap to reflect upon and improve our personal and professional journeys. Your presence has truly added great value to this platform, and we are deeply grateful to your generous sharing of wisdom and experience. I would also like to thank our Honorable Senior Professor Ajay Kumar Singh sir, respected Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir, respected Dhyan P.S. Chauhan sir, and respected faculty members for constant support and bring the opportunity for students like us. We also extend our warm thanks to Mr. Raj Singh, our enthusiastic and capable moderator whose energy and composure guided the session so seamlessly. Raj, your questions and interactions brought clarity and depth to the discussion, helping all of us stay engaged and reflective throughout. We also acknowledge the support of our respective directors, senior faculty members, organizers, and the technical team who worked behind the scenes to ensure smooth acquisition of the event. Last, a big thank to all the students and participants who join us today with such enthusiasm. Your keen interest and active participation are what make these sessions truly impactful. We look forward to many more such interactive and enriching experience in the future. Thank you once again and have a wonderful evening ahead.
And Yogesh, my heartfelt thanks. My heartfelt thanks for coming over. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Saab. Thank you very much, Dhyan Bhai. Thank you, Professor Mahesh Sharma, Raj, for your wonderful moderation, Arun Pandeyji, Yukta, everybody. So, Ishita for the getting everything coordinated. Thank you very much, and I look forward to continue. Have a good evening. Thank you.
मैं कॉल करूंगा योगेश हाँ
हाँ जी.
ओके ओके बाय
Thank you.